Hello trainers, Kaneto here, and today we are diving together into Little Cup with a line that gets straight A's on PvPoke in order to achieve that, because if you cannot do that, it is not about Bronzor and getting tackle. Even with confusion you're gonna get the same result, but about Ducklet, you need to run Aerial Ace over Bravebird in order to get that straight Ace. And to be honest, I did not miss Bravebird at all with this line, so getting your Aerial Ace might be the better option overall, able to get you there on your charge attack a little bit faster with your wing attacks, which is pretty neat. Right now we're gonna get to those Aerial Aces to finish off the Selmet, and this is another battle that I enjoy with Aerial Ace because you can still finish it off much easier. Right now we're gonna get in now though with the Bronzor, and we can do a lot of work up against this Tentacle. Tentacle is a weird Pokemon, I know, but still can provide a lot of coverage against neutral threats, especially the Ducklets and the Vulpixes, so that's why you're gonna see a few around in the meta. It is not a troll pick at all. This Bubble Beam can always debuff the opponent, while it has access, I believe, to a kinda nuke move, not sure about that. Anyways, gonna be able to farm down, completely farm down actually, with our Vulpix, and because they have the Selmet, yeah, they're just gonna lose this battle. Into the next one now with a why not up on the lead. This is pretty tricky because we still run Tackle, not Confusion, so we might be on a better spot than usual since we deal neutral damage with those Tackles, and look at how much pressure we can do with that payback, while the payback can always be taken by that why not. Now they switch out to their safe switch, being the Seal, and you know what about Seal? I do not have a safe option for that Pokemon. I believe that my best choice here is to go to the Ducklet, so if you have a situation like this, feel free to go in with your Ducklet because most Seals are gonna be at the back, and if you can take it out with your Ducklet or just bring it super low that you can farm it down with your Vulpix, this is gonna be the ideal scenario. Whatever you do not want a Seal with full HP up against your Vulpix. So you can see here as to how handy that Aerial Ace can be, able to get the shield and the knockout on that Pokemon. They switch out to their final option, which is a Shadow Vulpix, but this time with Ember, which means that we can definitely go in with our own Shadow Vulpix and start doing some solid work. About the Ember Quick Attack debate, I believe that Quick Attack is gonna be the superior move overall. Look at that, we are able to tank one move as well. Down we go, but still all we have to do here is to double block, reach to the payback, and we are off to go to a very solid victory. This battle seems very close, but to be honest it is not at all, because Bronzor is the king of the meta. We're just gonna flex the two shields with a minimal amount of HP that we have, because we know that we double resist that Mirror Coat, and why not has nothing else to throw. So at this point, Bronzor against Dino, very bad lead. We have to stay in though because we got Tackle, and at this point I believe that with Tackle you get a lot of coverage even against those dark types. Perhaps a Ponyard might be the ultimate counter to your Bronzor, especially if you run something like Tackle, but still with Confusion they're gonna be able to resist that fast attack by a lot. However, getting a Ponyard on the 500 CP level is more like a Saladin situation, so you have to trade from a trainer account that has hatched it below that 20 level mark, 15 level mark, something like this. Anyways, able to get the debuffs on that Bronzor, which is pretty neat, which means now that we can survive not one but perhaps two of those paybacks. Yeah, we can definitely survive two. So at this point we're just gonna keep pressuring with our own Bronzor. Payback now is gonna connect for big damage on the Bronzor. It all depends on what they have at the back, because we still got the Vulpix, they got two shields, and we need to get ahead of that energy. They return with a Dino, that's a poor choice. Perhaps they want to catch a move, this is not gonna happen, and I'm seeing the bug type, so I'm just gonna press immediately the Weather Ball, and it's all part of the plan. So I thought the Weather Ball is gonna do more damage than this, and ends up doing so little that we cannot farm down with those quick attacks, even though it is super effective on the Little Cup. So the battle is definitely not over yet. I know they have 6 infestations. Let's switch out immediately to the Bronzor, trying to catch the Body Slam. We can do that successfully with 1 HP. Their own Bronzor returns, but at this point we have a Weather Ball ready to go. We were expecting that switch, and we're gonna get that victory pretty easily. Into the next one now with a why not upon the lead. You love to see it. At the back the seal, and at this point we have not the best answer to seal, but still kinda complimentary for that battle to be unfolded, because we can just go ahead and spam those aerial aces. Perhaps they expect the bubble beam being too early, or not the brave bird at all, whatever. Able to get now to another aerial ace for big damage on the seal, but still not enough to bring it to no HP. However, this is gonna be just another icy wind, and I'm not gonna spend a shield at all. We can go in with the Shadow Vulpix, able to completely farm down, which is pretty crucial, bank that energy for the end game, and because they are staying in with their why not, I'm just gonna go with a payback for big damage on the why not. At the back they end up having a Bronzor of their own, but not only we have that shield advantage, but also we got some energy on the Shadow Vulpix for the end game, which can come in pretty handy. So we're just gonna take the move. It had some big just a Psyshock, and with that in mind they're just gonna leave the battle. Yeah, they want to this is not gonna happen. My Bronzor might have horrible IVs, but still we can do a lot of work up against them. So you can see that we have another tackle with a Bronzor. Yeah, that's weird. Look at how easy it is for those Bronzors to go up against each other, toe to toe, head to head, Metallian against Metallian, whatever that is, and now we're gonna get hit by another move. You know what? That can always be a Psyshock, because we cannot expect a payback since we are not even there, and that was a little bit too early. 2 tackles or 1 tackle too early to get to that payback. So the only way that I could measure those tackles is gonna be the mirror match. So seeing my own energy, I can assume what kind of energy they might have on their own, so that's why I was expecting the Psyshock overall. Brave Bird now on my Ducklet. Oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting this, but anyways, we can now go in with the Vulpix, and seeing the water type out of the way, perhaps they do not have another counter to my Vulpix, but they end up having a Chinchou, and at this point we just need to throw those body slams. Another move, this time I believe a Bubble Beam. Yeah, this is definitely gonna debuff us and put us at a critical situation, because right now not only they can tank the move, but also they're gonna be able to pressure a lot with a Chinchou, and they still have some energy. So the battle is not over yet, able to get to that second Psyshock, but they end up catching on their Bronzor, and that is not looking that well. All we have to do now though is to accept the fact that they are not gonna get to the double Psyshock, and we have to get the double Weather Ball in return. 1 for the Bronzor, 1 for that Chinchou, and let's hope we can win the CMP. Yes, we can. Down they go. I had no clue how this would gonna end, because I am not familiar with the attack stats of the 500 CP Pokemon, but we won, and I'm just gonna take the solid victory. Into the next one, this time a Confusion user with that Bronzor, and we're just gonna take those moves. Doesn't matter at all. Confusion is not the better move here. We have to go for the tackle, and payback is gonna connect for big damage in return. You can see that they are always below the mark that we are on our HP, which means that tackle is definitely doing more work on the mirror as well. I was trying to catch one move on the Ducklet because I want to use it as a safe switch, and at this point they end up staying into the battle, which means that we can definitely farm down, so I'm pretty cool with that. They end up having a Hooper at the back, which is kinda problematic for 2 of my 3 Pokemon, and my only solid answer to that Hooper is gonna be my Ducklet. With that in mind, I believe that I have to stay in so that my Ducklet will be aligned with that Hooper, and now at the back there is gonna be the why not. At this point we're just gonna go with those Weather Balls, dealing as much damage as we can to the why not, while I need to sacrifice a shield perhaps, because the Mirror Coat is still gonna hurt a lot, and it doesn't matter that they are super tanky, we are even spammier. No, I'm just gonna let that go through. Okay, Garnet, I don't know what you're doing here, perhaps a good shield. Anyways, Ducklet now goes in, and I don't think I can go ahead and completely farm down. I'm just gonna sacrifice a shield on that Mirror Coat. Perhaps that's gonna be a mistake, because still the Body Slam is gonna do more damage than the Mirror Coat. Anyways, gonna land now the Aerial Ace to finish them off without them risking getting to the next Mirror Coat, and they have now that Body Slam, so I'm just gonna block the first, and yeah, the battle is already settled, I believe. Even after that first Bubble Beam, we already have one more, and even if they reach to back-to-back Body Slams here, you can see that we can easily take them after that first debuff, and with the second we're just gonna secure the victory even more. Down goes the Hooper, and that's gonna be a solid win. Into the next one now against the Hoot. Well, I remember this one. I think it has Shadow Ball or Nightshade here. because yeah, like Noctowl has Shadow Ball, this one must have a Ghost type move, right? At the back they have a Numel. Are you kidding me? Props to them for the spice. Most people like me are running Bronzor, but this trainer is definitely giving it all. Let's get now to the Bubble Beam against that Numel. I believe that this is gonna be double super effective, so we can definitely have the upper hand here. Another Bubble Beam to finish off that Numel, and of course our Ducklet is gonna have the upper hand. They end up using their Seal at the back, and you know what's coming, just another Bubble Beam to debuff this Pokemon, but they're gonna clear the debuff pretty easily with a switch out to their Hoot. However, we're gonna be on a very good spot here, because not only we can tank those super effective moves, but also Psyshock is gonna connect for big damage on both of their Pokemon. I believe they know that, and that's why they back out. Well, Bronzor unfortunately is gonna ruin the fun out of Little Cap. If they had banned Bronzor, and why not, perhaps we would look at a completely different meta, but still Cottony could be kinda broken. Anyways, the reason that I do not like Little Cap is because of Remix being an option, so I don't know why people are not, why Niantic is not considering using Remix Little Cap over the regular one. Anyways, we're having now the Dano in the next one, which is the final one by the way, and this is gonna be a troublesome position for my Bronzor. However, this has to be just a body slam. This was way too early to be a crunch, so we're just gonna be able to completely farm down, but we have the shield disadvantage. Able to get now to the RLAs for big damage on the Shadow Stanky. They have to respect it, and at this point we have to rely on our Vulpix in order to close this video. Yeah, that was a correct term, because this is gonna be the last battle. So for a moment I was completely lost over there. Vulpix goes in, at the back there is gonna be the tapping, and guess what trainers, even with that body slam that they have, we can still survive it, because the Ember is never gonna be able to finish us off. Oh my goodness, that was way closer than I remembered it. Able to get the final move, and that is gonna secure the final victory for this video. This is gonna be a wrap for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and of course this is gonna be my video covering a completely full A team from PvPoke. Thank you for watching trainers, just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, and if you want to support even more, well, joining as a member can always help with that matter. Thank you once again, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Take care trainers!